everybody. We are here sitting down with Jack Morris. He's a Scottish wrestler. He is a current SWA X division champion. He is a current tag champion for Reckless Intent with Dickie Divers. Great, fantastic name. The 9-9. Love that name. Mr.
Real name as well. It's his real name.
Really? That's
even better.
Richard Divers. So I mean, Richard Dickie Diver.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's good
That's
enough.
Great.
So yeah, we're sitting down here with Jack Morris. Sublime every time, Jack Morris. He is entering the N-1, Noah's G1 style round robin tournament coming up in August. So he is entering that, and we are sitting down with him today. Thank you so much for joining us, Jack.
That's okay. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. Scotty, go ahead.
I think the best way to start, because I'm sure you saw the reaction online when, they released the N1 lineup, is that a lot of people were wondering who is Jack Morris, and it's just the truth, right? And I think that's kind of exciting for you, though. It's like, okay, you may not know me now, but you'll know me after this tournament. So how did the opportunity to take part in the N1 victory come about?
So 3 or 4 weeks ago, not any longer than 4 weeks ago, I got an email just asking if I was interested, and it was kind of a vague email. It was a bit broken English and stuff, and it just said, "Do you want to come over from this date to the end date? Number of matches in the tournament. Have a think about it." And I already knew as soon as I read the message, I was like, I don't need to think about it. But I gave it a little bit of time to make it look like I was sensible.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how they've found out about me. There was an email that Noah put out 3 or 4 months ago. A Twitter post, post with an email on it.
Yeah.
I sent them my stuff, so I'm assuming it's
cool.
from that, but I don't actually know. It was pretty random, an out of the blue message, but like I said, it was not any longer than 4 weeks ago, and now in 10 days I'll be flying to Japan. So that's
awesome.
It's crazy. Everything's totally turned around. All the shows and stuff I had planned here out the window. But all the promoters here understand the opportunity. It's mad. So yeah, pretty wild, but it's I'm very excited, and I can't wait to get going, to be honest.
Yeah, this definitely seems like, just looking at your cage match, it's probably your biggest opportunity that I've this is the first time wrestling in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, first time. And
it's fascinating that it came in through a vague broken English email that they contacted you. Kind of after an early contact, but
I did try and find the initial tweet that they sent out asking for people to send their stuff. I couldn't find it, but I don't think it was maybe 4 months ago, 3-4 months ago. And when you don't hear something back for a month or two, you think, okay, it's not really, And then for the message kind of out of the blue, it was
because you're one of the first couple of international wrestlers to head over to a Puro company. Obviously Noah has brought in Timothy Thatcher and Anthony Green, but you're entering the tournament. They're not bringing you over just to jump in on a card and fill the card. You're in the tournament for them.
I know it feels surreal. It still feels surreal. It's good to talk to people in wrestling and my peers in wrestling and stuff about it, because they know how much of a big deal it is. But
of course.
I also did work, because I'm leaving, in a gym. And when you're talking to non-wrestling fans about it, they're like, okay, cool, Japan. But they don't understand the big deal. But when you're talking to wrestling people and they're like, you're in the N1 tournament, I'm like, wild. So
it's as big a tournament you can just go right into and prove yourself.
Before you ask that next question, Scotty, I want to ask real quickly. Chris Ridgway is a guy that's also already gone over to Noah. Have you talked to him at all? I know he's in Europe as well.
Yeah, so I met him once, not really, it was very early on in when I started wrestling maybe 3-4 years ago. But funnily enough, I have my last show here is on Sunday and he is on the card.
Oh, that's perfect.
On Sunday. So that'll be cool.
Awesome.
I'll find out. I'm sure he must be. I'm over there for 3 months, so I'm sure we'll cross paths over there at some point.
Yeah, maybe get a good look at that junior tag title he's holding, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. But I guess okay, so I'll ask my next question. So there's a lot of we were going over how the reaction and the reaction must have been still cool for you, even though some people were like, "Oh, who's Jack Morris?" It's like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just show you who Jack Morris is in the tournament. That's how this wrestling goes. Right? Exactly. But there's a lot of Noah fans who want to know more about Jack Morris, and how would you best explain yourself as a wrestler and what fans should expect from you in when you're going against Satoshi Kojima and company?
Just to expect hard hitting, high impact style. I think I can adapt. I feel like I can wrestle many styles. If somebody wants to brawl, I'll brawl. If somebody wants to fly, I can fly about the ring. I think Noah put up for one of my signature moves, the shooting star press. If the opportunity to bring it out, I'll climb up to the top and hit it. I think I'm quite an exciting prospect for this tournament. Like you said, not many people know who I am out with British wrestling, so it's good that I get to go in there clean slate and hopefully make people go, "Wow, this is why this guy has been brought." Yeah. So I would say my style, I can adapt to whoever my opponent is in the ring, and big athletic.
How you said.
Go ahead.
I like how you said you could just bring out a shooting star press as if anyone could do that. That's a pretty good thing to just have in your back pocket for matches.
Well, you don't see a lot of guys I'm 215, 220 almost pounds.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of guys.
No, you don't.
I can do it, and if it's coming down to do or die in a match, and I need to bring out the secret weapons, then so be it. So you see. Sure. Plus, they've put it online, but I do it. So I've got to step up.
Now you have to do it. You have to do it. You're required by Noah law to do that.
Exactly.
Unless it's going to be a shooting star press off with I don't know, Kojima or something, or Timothy. Well, Timothy, I feel like Thatcher could do it. We'll find out, I guess. How did that style come about for you? Kind of that mixture of powerhouse, coming from a gym, so you got that powerhouse lifter style, but then you also have this agility, that aerobic style. How did that sort of mesh together for you?
So before wrestling, so I'm 28 years old now. I've been wrestling. This will be my 5th year wrestling. But before wrestling, I played football, professional football, so soccer. From very early on, for professional teams from 12 years old, and the youth teams, kids teams.
Yeah.
Until when I was playing professional first team football at 22, 23. So I'm putting it down to just my athletic ability, just through 10 plus years of playing soccer, a highish level, and up till very early, 5-6 years old till about 14, I did gymnastics too. I've kind of kept, I've always been active as a child, so when it came to getting into wrestling, I feel I've already had a good fitness base. I've already got a good frame on me. The last couple of years, I've really started lifting weights a bit more seriously, because obviously it's for wrestling. But I put it down, my style, just to basically childhood, growing up and always being that active person and playing sports and whatnot. So when it came to wrestling, I found that it's been quite a good, easy adaptation into it.
Just a natural athlete, sounds like.
Yeah.
Playing soccer gives you that endurance too, I'm sure, for the long matches, which you're gonna need.
Yeah.
Especially
No,
next month.
yeah. I still kick a ball about with my friends. Like I'm playing football tonight as well, so
Oh,
perfect.
bit of cardio in before I go. So yeah,
That's great.
that's exciting. That's exciting. Well, what was another question we have? So, obviously going to the N1, the goal is victory. The goal is to win it all. To be
It's in the name.
It's in the name. It's an N1 victory. What are you hoping to sort of accomplish? Whether in NOAH or hopefully fingers crossed post tournament. Hopefully wanting to accomplish in NOAH after the N1 victory.
yeah. Well, just what we've already kind of touched on, the whole who is Jack Morris.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw all the tweets from people saying, "Who is Jack Morris? Who the f is Jack Morris? Like, why is Jack Morris in here and so isn't here?" And part of me was thinking, "Okay, I'm going to comment on these. I'm going to reply. I'm going to." You know what? I'll leave it because in a month's time, people are going to know who Jack Morris is.
Yeah.
I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm very confident. Like I'm getting brought over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people in NOAH, higher ups, know what I'm all about. I know what I'm all about. In a month's time, other people know what I'm all about. And the end goal for me, winning, obviously, but people are going to know what Jack Morris is all about, and I'm hoping that NOAH will be a regular thing after this tournament with Jack Morris, and we can establish a good relationship, and everything goes in upward trajectory.
Yeah. It's a huge opportunity for you, and we're very excited for that for you. It's you get, of course, I think it's a natural response from fans to be like, hey, who is this guy? Because it's a new person, right? I mean,
I totally understand that.
It's you're not Rene Dupree, ex WB wrestler. You're not El Hijo Dr. Wagner, the son of a lucha libre legend. You don't have that. So it's a little bit of an uphill battle, but it is something, a challenge to prove yourself, and that's I obviously commend that.
Yeah, no, I relish that challenge, and like I'd rather people tweeted who is Jack Morris than they didn't tweet at all.
Yeah,
right.
That's a great point.
I really just keep writing those tweets who's Jack Morris, and you're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
I like your plan of just instead of responding to all these people, I'm just gonna show them. I'll just show them because that's the best way. I feel like wrestling fans should understand that by now. Like every time they end up questioning who someone is, they'll in a month's time they'll be like, I know who Jack Morris is now, and he was great. Like, right? It's like that's the type of thing, and you have all these great opponents to showcase that against, which I'm sure you're excited about.
Yeah, definitely. And don't get me wrong, like there's been people writing who's Jack Morris, but there's been other people who are like, okay, Jack Morris, like I'm gonna like I visibly wrote like, oh, I'm gonna search him up, which is cool as well. And then obviously all my peers, like a lot of people, established people over here, like your BT Guns and your Martin Kirby's who have wrestled in Japan and whatnot, showing their support, like it means a lot. So yeah, these who's Jack Morris, it's fueling the fire, and I'm confident. Like, it just adds to the whole story.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, baby,
that's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Get the word
out. Assuming they have it again this year, do you have any hopes maybe to be part of the NOAH Global Tag Tournament? Maybe we bring old Dickie Divers into NOAH.
Imagine. Hey, let's just get the tournament.
Sure. Yeah, maybe it's one step at a time. Step at a time. I respect the move. Yeah.
Win the GHC heavyweight title, then the tag titles. I get it.
Yeah, that's it.
One step at a time. I get it. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
What's it like? Speaking about part of a tag team, the 9-9. Speaking about that, what is it? Obviously going in here as a singles wrestler, what is the sort of difference for you as a wrestler mentally going into a match between a singles wrestler and a tag team wrestler?
it's all on you. And that thing, when you're singles, it's all on you. Don't get me wrong, me and Dickie, so it's quite good. Like, I have a variation of shows over here. Half of them I'll tag with Dickie, and half of them I'll be flying solo. So it's not like I'm not a singles wrestler as well. It's not that I'm just a tag wrestler, but it's a good mix. Obviously, with the tag, like I said, you've got that support. It's a team game, isn't it? You're in it together. You're in it both to win. There's lots of variations. Whereas when it's single, it's just you staring across that ring at another man or two men, like triple threat or whatnot. And it's all on you. It's go time. So a wee bit added pressure. You just got to back yourself. Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
When you're in a tag, you've kind of got that guy over your shoulder, you know? You're just going to look out for you. But when it's singles, it's time to step up. You're on your own. Big boy pants on.
Well, it sounds like you like the challenge of a singles wrestler. It feels like you like the challenge in general. So it sounds, No,
I do. Definitely. There's no better feeling than stepping in the ring and that bell goes and it's go time and the crowd are there and your opponent's shooting the opponent and it's put up or shut up.
That's the way to go at it, though. That's the way to go at it.
Yeah, I think not necessarily a single one-on-one match, but ICW uploaded one of your really good matches. What was it, a three-way between Leighton Buzzard and LJ Cleary, who just faced Pac in a
that's my
thing. That's a pretty good thing. So and that was a great match for you as well. So it's fantastic stuff.
Both those guys, Leighton and LJ, like probably two, like similar to me in like terms of established and this young, hungry guys, and also two really nice guys as well. Like they deserve like a lot, and for LJ to have Pac as well, that match like going up online, that's wild. So it's cool for him.
It's interesting because you kind of have you're going off to Noah, LJ's, and not really going off to AEW, but sort of that weird AEW-isms. And Leighton Buzzard, if I'm not mistaken, was on. Kind of on Ring of Honor television. He did a Wrestle Carnival show that ended up on. So you guys are floating out, and that's what you want to be doing.
Definitely. So yeah, things are looking good for British wrestling stuff as well. Like after COVID and people getting out there, so it's good. It's great.
Yeah, how was dealing with with obviously everyone dealing with COVID was so difficult, but like how did you deal with it, especially as a wrestler, and just kind of having to wait around like everyone else did for so long?
It's just all pretty mad. The world was pretty mad. Fortunately, ICW had closed door tapings, so it was maybe. COVID, I think COVID maybe happened like March, April time.
Yep.
So by August, September, ICW was doing closed door tapings. Great. It was great because we still got to. It was only like a few months off, like wrestling. Right. Obviously closed doors. There's no fans, so that's strange. That's strange. And like filming they did it in blocks. It was very hats off to them. Like it was very. They had lots of plans in place for COVID and stuff, and we were going in blocks, and everyone was tested, and the blocks were like 2-3 hours long. They'd sanitize the ring. Another block would go in, but we'd maybe wrestle like 2 or 3 matches, and it'd be like a round robin kind of thing. So we'd wrestle each other to get content out. So you'd be wrestling like 3 matches in your block, and when wrestling's sore. When it's in front of a crowd, but you've got adrenaline. Wrestling in front of nobody when you can hear a pin drop, the bumps hurt a bit more. And you're coming out of the curtain, and you're like,
right,
go.
I can't even imagine like that switch for you guys, and when you go to Japan, you'll be dealing with clap crowds, but I think they're also going to have. I don't quote me on this, but I do think they're going to have cheering soon as the other two cyber fight companies have had cheering recently. So, like, at least there will be a reaction when you hit that shooting star press, right?
Yeah, that would be weird. That's one of the things. Like, I think it's going to be a bit strange initially, like that reserved kind of crowd and like respectful crowd, like just
right,
and stuff. But yeah, it's all going to be a big learning experience. But yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
yeah, I was just gonna bring up, like, I don't know if you've watched like any of the other international wrestlers that have headed over to Noah, but it's pretty much like if you go there, they're gonna respect you and they're gonna give you the time, which is really cool because all the fans that are saying who is Jack Morris, it doesn't matter to Japanese fans. They're there to watch the wrestling and see you do your things, which has to be like really a great feeling for you just going into it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I just can't wait. So I fly out on the 7th, first show's on the 11th, and I can't wait to get to that first.
Yeah. And you're starting against Kiyomiya?
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
I am very happy about that. Very happy about that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. Like, I've watched a lot. Like, I was watching his stuff before, but now I'm like honing in on it. All the guys that are in my block, like, I'm just so scouted. Like, I know what's happening here. But yeah, what a way to start. Not only like, because I feel like our styles, it's a good way to start because I'm going to get a good match.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get a good match. So,
for sure.
Good Jack Morris. Yeah, he's going to have a great match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I gotta do my research, but I wonder if that's Kiyomiya's first singles match post the Muto match. I gotta do that research.
I think it is.
So I guess brush up on your Muto as well, not just your Kiyomiya.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good point. He just adopted all the moves, so you got to be ready for that. Everything, which is pretty cool, though.
That is very cool.
Going back to a little bit talking about ICW, I'm very interested about it, especially from your perspective, if you have one. ICW, obviously, Scottish promotion. You got bigger on the European scene, and then WWE came in and sort of became this partner with ICW that allowed ICW to then go upon the WWE Network, now Peacock. What was it like from, you came into ICW around 2019, if I'm not mistaken. What was it like from a wrestler's perspective, having this ginormous international American company come in and kind of partner up with this, little Scottish or indie?
No, it's wild, to be honest. Yeah. It's wild. Like, even before I was in ICW and seeing what it came from, just this wee wrestling promotion, wrestling, these guys wrestling in front of 20, 30 people. And then I think the year before I did, or 2 years before I debuted, 2017, they did their first show at the Hydro in Scotland. Mm-hmm. And they had like 6,000-7,000 wrestling fans there. Like, that is insane, literally. For this wee Scottish promotion to build up to that. And now, if you look, after they've done 3 shows at the Hydro, and then obviously COVID and stuff have happened. But now WWE are involved. They're on the network, which is incredible. Like, even just, I can type in Jack Morris on the WWE network and it comes up.
That's awesome.
All my matches from ICW and stuff. It's crazy. So it's like, it's mad. It's mad for all these companies like WXW and Progress as well. Just having these ties, and it can only be a good thing. Getting more eyes on the product, and with the likes of NXT UK, a lot of the boys there were ICW. If you look at Nikki Cross, Nikki Storm, Drew, all coming from ICW. Like, hopefully that makes people Well, okay, they've came from ICW. Let's have a look at ICW and go on the network and have a look. So it can only be a good thing.
Yeah, you now have, as a wrestler yourself, you kind of have, in a weird way, like in a weird turn of events, you now have maybe like a funnel to get yourself, if you want to get yourself up into NXT UK and maybe main roster, new things changing up there. So maybe that.
Wrestling's mad at the moment, all over the world.
It's been a wild summer.
It has.
But that's fantastic. That's a fantastic. I think I completely agree with you. Is that not only you get to have that as a company. I'm sure the people that own ICW are excited about that extra paycheck they're getting from Peacock and WWE. But being a wrestler, being able to be like, hey, I'm gonna go to this app. I can look myself up on the streaming service that millions of people have, and they can look me up and answer the theme of this interview, answer for themselves who is Jack Morris. Just go to Peacock, go to network, type it in, Jack Morris, and there's a lot of good matches up there for ICW. Like I said as well, they have one on YouTube as well, which is really good as well. So fantastic stuff, Jack. Fantastic stuff. Speaking of that point of ICW, trying to get getting a little more of a serious topic here. You joined ICW, and then a couple months after you were in there, the heavyweight champion at the time, Lionheart, passed away. Did you have any connection with him? You obviously were in there for a short amount of time, but he was a guy that was pretty big in the scene. Did you have any sort of connection with him?
So, not so much. I've done a few shows with Adrian, and it's like just the odd conversation. I know a lot of the guys, like Dickie and stuff, who came up through I've been wrestling with him for like 10 plus years. A lot of the guys, like Leighton Buzzard, like the ICW have a training school, Glasgow Pro Wrestling Asylum, and Adrian was a coach there. But the likes of your Kez Evans, who's ICW champion, Leighton Buzzard, I could list several guys that are in the ICW roster now. They're all very close to him. Who had a much better relationship with him than me. But like I said, I only met him a few times, but all those times, like, you could tell, like, this guy, he carried himself well, he was great in the ring, like, he'd done a lot in wrestling. Obviously, tragic what happened, and it's one of those things, but I think if he was still about, like, I think he would have got a chance for NXT UK.
Yeah.
And his stock would have got even higher. But in terms of Scottish wrestling, he's like British wrestling. He is one of these people up there with Drew for me, because he's been about since wrestling didn't really exist.
Yeah,
right.
In the UK, like your Lionhearts, your Drew McIntyres, your Jodie Fleisch's, Johnny Storms and stuff. Like, they're all these established guys who came up when the scene was absolute nothing and built the scene to kind of where it is today. And like, his legacy is still you can still see it in ICW. You can see it in WWE through Viper, Doudrop. I don't know what I call her that.
No, you don't have to.
Everyone has their own names.
But yeah. So like, my relationship with him wasn't totally close. Like, I've maybe been on a few shows, but yeah, well-respected guy from everyone, and like, a legend of British wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, ICW still has it. You've competed in the Lionheart League, no doubt named after him. So there's definitely, the continuation of that legacy.
Definitely. So yeah, still inspires a lot of the boys today. So yeah,
that's fantastic. Try to lighten up the mood a little bit as well after I brought it down a little bit. But so I'm doing research on you, Jack, and maybe you know where I'm going with this. Doing research on you, I'm looking up matches, going on YouTube, watching a bunch of stuff of you, going on Peacock Network to watch the matches and whatnot. And I'm on YouTube, and I stumble across a clip from BBC from a
it's a lookalike. It's a lookalike.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a lookalike. I don't know, but it's from a TV show for BBC called "I Can See Your Voice," a competition game show where it looks like I watched the clip, but I haven't watched the whole show. It looks like maybe they have specific job theme people that maybe they can sing, maybe they don't. And you're right, they do have a person who they're calling wrestler come out. Looks a lot like, maybe it's Drew McIntyre, looks a lot like you, and come out there and sing. What? That, I guess that's my question. Like, how did that come about? How did that opportunity come about?
First, is there not an American version of it?
I don't think, if there is, it's a different name. I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, when was it? It was a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. I was just going about my daily business, just walk along the street, and my Instagram pinged, and some casting guy from the BBC messaged saying, "Hey, I'm doing a new show. Would you be interested?" And it was very vague. And I replied saying, "Can I get more information, blah, blah, blah." And he replied saying, "Yeah, it's called I Can See Your Voice, blah, blah, blah. Can you sing?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "That's okay, if you're interested." Like, "That's okay, if you're interested. Here's my number, give me a call." So I gave him a call, and then all of a sudden, 3 months later, I'm in a TV studio murdering Aerosmith.
In a beautiful baby blue singlet.
Yeah, they let me keep that. That's not. They let me keep that. We were going to do a story with it where I forget my gear, and then Divers Dickie has. Oh, I've got this for you. And then I wear that gear. That's not happened yet. But yeah, just totally random, totally out of the blue. They dangled the carrot of, if you can fool the people who decide whether you can sing or not, you can win £10,000. And I thought, well, I could do with that.
Yeah.
So dress me up. However, dress me up as something out of a Greatest Showman if you want, and I'll pretend to sing.
Oh yeah.
So it was sorry, that's totally random. I didn't apply, but I'm glad I done it. It was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And it was in the height of COVID, and I got a couple trips to London, and life's too short. I don't take myself that seriously, so let's do it.
Totally agree. Yeah, I work in the film industry.
Well.
What's that?
It got very good publicity.
It did. It's the clip's out there, folks. Definitely look it up. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Don't watch any wrestling. Just watch your singing.
But I get it. I work in the film industry and the television industry. I've done game shows like that, and it's such a weird feeling for the participants of the game shows, to go out there and do, let's say a little foolishness out on live, semi-live television, taped television. So I get it. No, I respect it.
Yeah, no, honestly, just for seeing how, I didn't really know how TV worked and stuff. And that was a 50-minute show, and it took 5 hours. It was very, I found it really interesting. 5 hours to film, all the cuts and stuff, and how we put it together. I thought it was cool just for that. But when I got eliminated and I knew I was going to win £10,000, I thought, right, how do I escape here without singing? I was looking for a fire exit, so I was like, I need to get out of here.
No, I get you. Well, that is fantastic. It's crazy to me that these two big opportunities for you have come through vague emails, vague messages to you.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
It's insane. Scotty, do you want to go through the last sort of question?
Yeah. So we're coming up on the end here, and we were talking about how you have the first match against Kaito Kiyomiya, and you have a great lineup ahead of you, right? You have some of the best in the world to go one-on-one with. Is there someone that like jumps out to you in that lineup that's just like, this is the match? Like, even if it's just the Kiyomiya one, because obviously I think a lot of people see him as like Noah's ace in a lot of ways, young ace. So is there one of them that just jumps, or of course Nakajima, who's won back to back?
Well, it's such there's such a cop out answer to say all of them, but like all these guys are guys that I've like watched like for the last couple of years. Like when you look at where they've been, the other people they've wrestled, like I'm just Jack Morris, who was on a singing show last year. but no, I'm just this unknown kind of Scottish wrestler who's going to make a name for himself, like against these guys. And for me, like that's one of the reasons it feels so surreal. I'm in this tournament. I'm going over to Japan. I'm in Noah. I'm in this tournament. My block is insane. And I'm going to be staring across the ring from these guys, and that bell's going to ring, and it's going to be wild, and it's going to be such a great like learning experience as well. Like the Kiyomiya match, like I said, we've touched on it already, but like for that to be my first match as well, that's something I'm really happy with, because I think out of them all, like his style and my style will be a good match, and it'll get me straight out there. Boom! This is Jack Morris. Let's go, and then from there I can kind of pick and see what's happening. I'm not sure if they tweeted it this morning actually, but my schedule.
Yeah, I just saw it.
In what order? But to have Kiyomiya first is something I'm really happy with.
Yeah, I think you're facing Segura too, which like you're facing a guy and Nakajima in the same sentence, but like you're facing a guy that's faced Kenta Kobashi, right? It's like, whoa. It's just like one of those moments, I'm sure, where you just like kind of take a step back. And you're like, this guy is, he's wrestled everyone, and now you get to go show what you can do against him.
Yeah, legends, like, and like, yeah, I can't actually put into words like how amazing like this opportunity is. Like it's like I said earlier as well, like when you're talking to wrestling people, they understand it.
Yeah.
When you're talking to like just someone in the gym or someone at your work, like they don't quite get it. But like, God, like see, just talking to you guys just now, it's like, God, this is wild. This is wild. Just get me over there, like ring that bell, like I'm ready. So yeah.
I think I was looking through the blocks real quick, and I saw, I think on night 2, you have a little bit of days off from Kiyomiya, so this might be a good thing. But I think your second night 2, your second night, and the block is against Kojima, Japanese legend Satoshi Kojima. I was like, oh, hot damn, let's go, baby, let's do it. Shooting star's ass.
Yeah.
One of the 3 guys, is it 3 guys that have held the Triple Crown, the IWGP, and now the GHC. So like, I think it's more history for you.
No big deal.
In a lot of ways.
No big deal. Let's brush it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick the ass.
Exactly.
Crop out.
It's okay. He'll be worried about his bread, because that is the way Kojima goes. But when we talked about Segura just now, you called him legend, and that plays to the game that we were about to play here. We're gonna go through each competitor.
Little gimmicky here. That's fun.
A little gimmick for you. 1-word answer for each member of your block. So let's play this fun game. So we'll start off. We'll just go through your order of your lineup to make it easiest. So
great for the audience. Great for your audience as well. They know your schedule as well coming up.
Yes. Yeah. So August 11th, Kaito Kiyomiya.
1 word.
If you have more with 1 word, that's fine.
Yeah, you can do one statement.
Look, man, we're not gonna hold you to it.
Yeah.
Match of the night.
Woo!
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, man. There we go.
That's how we start off. That's fit. Oh, that's awesome. August 14th, Satoshi Kojima.
legend.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right. Yeah, that's the...
August 17th, Timothy Thatcher.
A fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like that's going to be a little bit of clash of styles. Maybe a little bit, but...
Yeah, I think I'm going to feel it after that one.
Speaking of feeling it after that one,
no.
August 19th, Katsuhiko Nakajima.
Is that the 2 days later? There we go, baby. Let's do it.
Nice little rest.
In need of an ice pack.
Yeah, I know. We're laughing because it's like, it's easy for us to laugh because we're not experiencing the matches.
No,
we're gonna be for the comfort of my couch eating a bag of chips, crisps.
Yeah,
well, no, but we're excited for you. But yeah, Scotty, continue.
It's like anytime. It's just because like I've watched we've all watched Nakajima. Ice pack is very fitting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, August 20th, Takashi Sugiura.
I want to say something about a generation kind of thing.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. No, he is. I feel like Segura, just in general, is like weirdly under the radar. I feel like than he should be, because he's fantastic. He is a fantastic guy. Despite having the career he has, it doesn't feel he's the legend. It doesn't feel like he has that status for some reason.
He doesn't get the due that he deserves.
Yeah, underrated, underrated, definitely. I'd say.
Yeah, I think both are fair.
And 100% like a generational talent.
He's also 52 years old, and you wouldn't even begin to guess that.
No.
He feels like he's in his prime. All right.
Wild. I don't think I'll be wrestling at 52.
Well, we'll find out. Let's get through the tournament. Let's find out.
August 27th, Masakatsu Funaki.
Champion. Yeah.
GHC national champion, Masakatsu Funaki.
Opportunity.
Very good.
Bro.
Very good.
Champ's gonna get beat.
Exactly. There you go. You're gonna get yourself a title shot in this, no doubt.
It's not just the opportunity to win and get a title shot, but to come back in the Noah. Come back and have that title shot represented.
And then the night after, I believe this is the final night, August 28th, Masa Kitamiya. Terrifying man.
Last night, Kiyomiya. No, what did you say? Last night is...
that's your last opponent.
Your last opponent.
Yeah.
I want to go with something like... Hey, it could all depend on this match,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that works.
So, leave it all out there. Do or die. Shooting star press when I have to come out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. That is exciting. That is so exciting. We're very excited for you, Jack. We cannot wait to see how this tournament shakes out for you. We're cheering from East Coast America here. We cannot wait for you to be in this tournament. Cannot wait for you to see what you can pull out of you. I feel like there's gonna be a new Jack Morris that comes out of this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not just by the experience of it, but just learning from legend, generational talents, aces. The opportunity there itself is fantastic, and obviously we cannot wait for you to be a part of the N-1 victory this August.
No, like you summed it up well there. Like it's incredible and doesn't feel real. And I don't think it'll feel real until that first show, to be honest.
Mhm.
Even when I'm on the plane, it'll just feel like a dream. But I think once I'm lacing those boots up, ready for the first show, it's gonna be wild. So no, I can't wait. Amazing opportunity, and it's now my now it's up to me to make the most of it, which is what I tend on doing. So
before we let you go, where can everyone find you? On social media and here and there, and where can they check you out?
Yeah, so on Twitter and Instagram, it's the same handle, and it's Jack Morris X17, and on Facebook, it's Jack Morris Wrestling. So yeah,
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Jack, for joining us. This was a fantastic talk.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been fun.
Of course.
Yeah, we're looking forward to your tournament. Good luck. Enjoy Japan. I think that's the most important part. I think a lot of people, you can get caught up in the wrestling, but enjoy Japan because it's such a beautiful country that I'm sure you could just kind of lose yourself in at the same time if you wanted to.
Again, it's one of the perks. One of getting to wrestle and getting to see Japan. So the whole experience is going to be incredible. So no, I'm very lucky. So it's going to be great.
Great.
Awesome.
I think we'll just end the interview there. I think that was fantastic. That was so much fun, Jack.
Job done. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.